What is going on, everybody? I'm CZ, and thank you for checking out today's video. So, in the background, we've got some Black Ops Cold War Alpha gameplay. I spaced out my videos a little bit just because I didn't, number one, want to spam with all of my Black Ops footage that I had. Plus, I wanted to get my Warzone videos caught up because I ended up having like 5 Warzone wins saved. So, I had to get those caught up before I started pushing out more of my Cold War videos. So in today's video, you can tell by the title, I'm going to be giving off my impressions, and this is my impressions. Now, I know in my brain that I can differentiate my pain, because that's what it was, from using a PlayStation and a PlayStation controller, a default one, versus the gameplay, if that makes sense. Like, I know I won't blame the game for some of the things that I sucked while using a PlayStation controller. You understand. What I'm saying is I'm going to be as absolutely unbiased as possible with all of my opinions, I guess. Which, again, this is my opinions on the Cold War Alpha. This is probably going to change a little bit when we get the beta, and I get to use my controller. And it's probably going to change a little bit when the game first comes out. So, what an intro. What an absolute intro. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Wait, I lied. The gameplay in the background is AK-74U, I think, and then also the Type 821, which ended up being, I think, either my favorite gun or my second favorite gun. But, yeah. So pay attention to that because those guns are just phenomenal. I'm just gonna, okay, shh. Let's get into the game. Let's get into the, opinions. So first of all, I guess right into it, the overall gun balance. The very first thing I was scared of was the fact that they had shotguns as secondaries. Every time that seems to happen, shotguns are a problem. So going into this, I assumed I was going to see a shitload of shotguns. Okay, with that part being said, I don't think I got killed by maybe more than 5 shotguns the entire weekend. And when I used a shotgun, I only used the Spaz, or the Gallows, I think is what it's called. I used that a couple times when I ran out of bullets, and it's not good. And by not good, I mean it's not good as a primary. It didn't feel like it was gonna one-tap. I did not get one-tapped. I didn't one-tap anybody, so I feel very comfortable in saying that the shotguns are in an okay spot. I think I used the 3-round pistol, I think, quite a bit, and that was probably my favorite out of the secondaries. So I'll probably run that because that felt a little quicker, a little more precise, and I think I was putting people down a little quicker with that. So overall, the shotguns, my worries about the shotguns is not a thing, thank God. With the rest of the weapons, I mean, we already know the standouts. Everybody else has already tweeted, complained, all about the sniping and the 74U. And the 74U, there are times I think in another gameplay that I have that I mention that I can see why people like it because the recoil is very consistent and very small, and the range on it is absolutely phenomenal. If I ever end up using that gun though, at least in this, assuming the attributes stay the same, I'm going to be putting a sight on it because for some reason, I just could not handle the iron sights on that gun. Compared to the other ones, at least, I absolutely could not do it. You can map people with it, but I mean, you have to be able to see with the iron sights. At least the classes that I saw and the ones that I used. I would much rather, going back to the intro, I'd much rather use the Type 821. That gun is phenomenal. But the other thing people were complaining about was the sniping, and I understand it. Here's my hot take, fresh hot take. I think that I'm a decent person to judge sniping. Wow, I sound like an asshole. The reason I say that is because I can snipe, I'm comfortable with a sniper, but I'm not nearly as good as, I'm average at it. Okay, we'll put it that way. I'm average at sniping, so I feel like I have a good idea of what an OP sniper would be because I would absolutely destroy with it. And there were times where I wasn't. And it's, how do I want to say this? I feel like they're super fucking strong, but you also don't have aim assist, and you have to hit your shot. Now, granted, I saw a lot of people were hitting some really gnarly shots, and I can't remember who, it may have been Drifter or somebody like that pointed out that maybe if the snipers had actual flinch, because we don't have flinch in this game, if they had a little bit of flinch, then it would be different, because if, in my opinion, as well as I guess if it is him, if you are shooting a sniper and they can turn around and quickscope you, that does seem a little unfair. I think that if the sniper's able to get off a shot before you shoot and quickscope you, then that makes perfect sense. I will never complain about it. But if, here's another example. If I'm shooting at you, you miss your first quickscope, I'm still shooting at you, and I'm not missing shots, and you have time to get another one off, and your aim hasn't moved at all, I feel like that part is a little overpowered. So, I don't know. I don't want to say idle sway, because that's how it was in Black Ops 1, and everybody hated that, including myself. So maybe just a little flinch when you were getting shot or something, because that did seem a little overpowered. Okay. With the rest of that being said, I think the guns were very good. I think they're pretty well balanced, especially for an alpha build of it. Granted, who knows how much more tinkering they're going to do. But that's where I'm going to leave it. The creative class is something I wanted to talk about real quick. The hybrid of a normal and a Pick-10, it just wasn't, it doesn't feel right. It really doesn't feel right. And the only thing that worries me about it is, first of all, Pick-10 is probably my favorite. I think that is the absolute greatest thing of all time. The Pick-10 from Black Ops 2 was the best thing of all time. What worries me is you are going to have to make a lot of really big sacrifices, and some of those, you're going to have to, I don't know how to say this, people are going to spam grenades, and people are going to spam tacticals and shit like that, I think. So once that becomes meta, you're going to have to change up your class, and I really don't know. I don't think it's that bad, but I wish they would have done Pick-10. As far as streaks go, again, there was a huge worry from a lot of people that since the score streaks did not reset, that it was going to be spammed with a whole bunch of I don't know, chopper gunners and whatever else is really high. There's a couple reasons why I don't think that this was a problem, at least to me in the alpha, in my opinion. I have to keep stressing this. It was because of two things. Number one, the score streaks cost quite a bit. And there were a few games where I did really well. I think there's a game where I went 33 and 8 with a Type 21, and I did not get a chopper gunner. So, I mean, you have to fucking slay to get those big ass streaks. And also, there's a lot of skill-based matchmaking in this game, so the odds of you fucking destroying lobbies isn't going to be that big of a deal. At least for your most of average players on top of most of your good players. It's not going to be a big deal, in my opinion. The maps were very pretty, and that is something that there's a lot of color, there was a lot of contrast, you could see shit. The only thing that I really complained about is just the size of them, I guess, is pretty much. Not to mention there's a lot of wasted space in some of them. Now I know Satellite's the easy one to go to with the dunes. I didn't like that at all. I really don't care for that at all. It was a super cheap way to add more to the map, and it didn't add anything other than a hill for you to head glitch and snipe. I just avoided that part completely. It was, I don't know. I just didn't like it. As far as the modes go, Hardpoint played super well. Team Deathmatch, Kill Confirmed, I mean, those are going to play how they normally... Domination is... I guess what I'm saying is there's nothing bad that stuck out, so that's fantastic. The only thing that was a little weird, I think, and this is going to be something we'll have to figure out because it's a challenge each time, but the spawns did not feel sticky at all. You could flip them super, super easy. So, I think that's all I really wanted to talk about. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I possibly missed. No, we did guns, we did streaks, we did mass, we did modes. I don't know. The only thing I will, I guess, finish off on is my quick hot take on skill-based matchmaking. I think the community is all kind of together when I say that we fucking hate it. We absolutely fucking hate it. I don't understand why. Okay, hold on. Skill-based matchmaking makes sense, but the filter or whatever they've got it stuck on right now is so fucking strict that you don't have an opportunity to, like, really have your way. And I know that you're not supposed to have your way every single time, but, like, this kind of gets rid of all of it. Unless you're having the best game of your life and the opposite team is having the worst game of their life, I feel like you're not going to get those insane banger games. Now, I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. But if we're going to have skill-based matchmaking in a game, turn it the fuck down and put a good one in ranked play. I don't know. But that's all I've really got. I super enjoyed this game for an alpha, especially for playing on PlayStation without a scuff, especially, but I don't know. I'm so looking forward to playing the beta. I know you are too, so we're only a couple weeks away. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below letting me know if you were able to play it and what you thought. And with all that being said, guys, I'll catch you in the next one.